the middle school hasn't had a history of a lot of playoff appearances, and Benton's been there, like we said, 3 years in a row. They've been in seen the pressure. These seniors were there as juniors last year at Central and pulled off that big victory. Mills hasn't been in the playoffs much, and this is really a banner year for them. They're just glad to be here. Now, whether or not, if they have some trouble early on, we might see them questioning themselves and being a little hesitant, and that could really play into Benton's favor.
As the polls did for the just passed political campaign, there were all kinds of contradictions, as you well know, and it's kind of interesting to note that both of these teams in the preseason polls were picked to be in a rebuilding situation, most especially the Mills Comets. As it turned out, they rebuilt very well. They come in 9-1 with the only blemish on their record to Hall High School, and really that doesn't make a lot of sense. Hall's not a bad football team, but they're not as good as Mills.
That's true. It was really an upset, and it shows a chink in their armor, and it shows Benton that Mills can be beat, and it'll be interesting to see how this game goes. Benton will need a good defensive effort. They'll need good field position. Those will both be keys, and also turnover situation. Both teams need to hang on to the ball. The defenses are far more effective naturally when the offense has to go a long way against you.
Every team that Benton has played this year that's had speed, the Panthers have turned the ball over 10 times against El Dorado.
Well, not every team. Now, we'll say Arkadelphia had great speed. Texarkana had good speed.
Well, only in one position.
But the games they lost
were two fast, quick teams.
And they turned the ball over.
Yeah.
Field position hurt them, and turnovers hurt them in those games. So you can say that, it may not have been necessarily the speed that beat them as much as the breaks.
The turnovers, yeah, the breaks, that the way the ball bounced those evenings.
Speed enhanced those turnovers and really burned them. Looks like Benton has won the toss, but they will defer to the second half.
I'm kind of glad.
And Little Rock Mills will get their choice here in the first half. As soon as we get the chance, we'll tell you here. I think that Mills will probably take the ball, and Benton defers.
They're going to move down.
And they'll kick.
Okay. That means the Big D gets to work first, and I think that could well work in their advantage, especially if they get a turnover early.
Well, right off, field position will be a factor, because if they can back Mills up and get them deep and let the defense have a good series, then they can have field position from the start.
And the smart thing was they took the wind in the first quarter. They'll be going against it in the second quarter, which won't bother the Panthers' offense, but they'll have their choice of the wind in the second half.
That's right.
So how about a rundown on the starting lineups?
Well, we'll give you Mills offensively and Benton defensively. Since Mills will start out on offense, they'll start with Caleb Kerr, a senior quarterback. He's 5'10", 170, a good passer. Not particularly a good runner. He can be effective. The backs are big and fast. Marcus Cole, 6'2", 217, a junior. Jeff Childress making his first start for Mills, by the way, 6'1", 205. He's a junior, replacing Daniel Bone, who was hurt in their last game last week. Childress ran effectively, though, in that game. The flanker is Andre Hill. He's 6'1", 190, a junior, a two-way starter. He'll start in the defensive backfield for Mills. The tight ends are very effective. Demetrius Smith, 6'2", 190, a junior. And Chance Mitchell, 6', 190. He's a senior, and both can go deep. The tackles, David Godfrey is a junior, 5'10", 190. And Russell Evans, 6', 190. Both are juniors. Guards are junior Raymond Steers, 6'2", 195. And Jeff Cornett, a 6', 180 sophomore. The center is Mike Russian, a 6', 190 junior. So you can see they're small across the front line and inexperienced, but obviously they've won with that lineup. 9-1 on the season. For Benton, the defensive, it starts in the middle with nose guard Greg Bundy. He's 6', 240, a junior. Defensive tackle is Heath Nix, 5'10", 230. He's a junior. Kelsey Dedman, 6'4", 265 as a senior. As you can see, Benton's defensive line really outsizes Mills. The defensive ends, Will Connell, 6'1", 165, and Aaron Windsor, 6'1", 165. Both are seniors. Linebackers, Bill Lincoln, 6'2", 180, a senior. Roger Barker, 6'3", 190, is a junior. The corners, Shane Smith, a senior, 5'11", 165, and Cliff Phillips will start at the other. Junior, 6'1", 165. Rodney Wright's the Panther, 5'8", 145. He's a senior coming off of a hand injury in the Bryant game last week. He'll be back in the starting lineup. Jake Goheen is free safety. He's 5'10", 155 pounds.
Mr. Secret Weapon.
Yes, he's a junior with 9 interceptions. That's more interceptions than Benton had as a team last year. He had 2 in the Bryant game last week, both at critical times. And if Mills tries to throw over the middle to those tight ends, Mr. Goheen will be a busy man tonight.
He will be, and I imagine he's going to get a lot of man coverage on those tight ends from his strong safety position. Mills will be decked out in their home green with the yellow numerals, white piping. They wear white trousers with gold helmets.
Kind of look like the Baylor Bears.
They sort of do look like the Baylor Bears from wonderful Waco. I spent 7 weeks in Waco one afternoon. The Mills Comets now take the field out of midfield. Isn't it kind of funny? Heath Nix is out there all by himself. The tee is down. He's waiting to put the ball up. And the rest of the Benton Panthers are all around Coach Fight over on the far sideline. Here they come onto the field.
This is an important part for Benton right off because they've had some trouble against fast teams on special teams, and they'll need to cover effectively. Looks like Nix is teeing the ball up normally. In the past few games, he's been teeing it up on its side and kicking the ball, squibbing the ball. Looks like they're going to kick it away with the wind here.
And it will be number 34, Jeff Childress, back deep for the Mills Comets. And, of course, that's the man I think Mr. Nix would like to kick it either to or by. Here, they're down. The whistle is blown. We're ready to go. Nix approaches. He kicks high, end over end, and it is to Childress at about the 6-yard line. He brings it out across the 20 to the 25 to the 30, batters his way out, and finally is hauled down at the 28-yard line, but he did some hop, and running.
He's a big back. As we said, he's 6'1", 205. Bigger than any of their offensive linemen. He's going to be a load to bring down because he's got some speed as well.
There were a number of people in on that tackle. Brett Mills, Heath Nix. There was a bunch of guys in there to lay him down, and it took all of them. Here they come. Mills out of the huddle to the line of scrimmage. They follow their excellent quarterback, Caleb Kerr, running out of the power I. Snap, back to pass. Looks like Kerr on the roll, wants to throw. He throws downfield. He's got a man wide open and out of bounds just across the 50 inside Benton territory. Chance Mitchell, the left tight end, for want of a better description, curled all the way across the field, made his way back into the pattern, and Caleb Kerr on the first play of the game hits him right on the numbers. They go from the 28 to the 48 for a 20-yard pickup on the play.
They have a very effective passing game, and they like those tight ends. That time he rolled right and found Kerr in the seam.
Wide splits on the Benton defense. Kerr stands up, throws out wide to his left. Man on the reception is, looked like 13. Was that who that was? Tony Hilliard? Tony Hilliard just came into the ball game, replaced one of the tight ends. He now leaves after making a catch, good for about 8 yards down to about the 40. So it's going to be 2nd down and 2. 11 minutes left as we're in the first minute of this first quarter of the first playoff game of 1988. Kerr is 2 for 2, and he's doing it like he knows what he's doing. He brings him back out again, Kerr does. Gets in under the center, barks the signals, drops back, fakes, he hands off straight ahead, and on the carry, that's Roseby, and he got folks right up the middle, all the way for the touchdown. Jeff Childress, he took the quick pop straight ahead and pounded it in from 40 yards exactly. And just like that, the Mills Comets have put 6 on the board, and I got a feeling that was the last thing in the world that the Benton Panthers wanted to see happen.
Kind of an inside trap that set him up on that run, and he just broke free.
He ran directly behind his left guard, Jeff Cornett, and his left tackle, David Godfrey, and the center, of course, who did a great job. The kick is up, and it's no good. Wide to the right. So the score stands at 6-0 with 10 minutes and 39 seconds to play in the first quarter. We'll be back with more Benton Panther football after the 60-second timeout.
On across the parking lot, next door to Color Time. So when you need to go get a video, get your video at Video to Go. But don't go where we were, go to where we've gone. Right next door to Color Time. Got it? Go.
The kick is away. Benton under the ball. Number 7 on the pickup. That's Jamie Jones, and he brings it out for good yardage across the 30, out close to about the 35. Let's see where they mark it. They're going to mark it officially at the 35-yard line. Let's call it first down. 10 to go for the Benton Panthers from their own 35-yard line, as they will now try to counter Mills' three-play drive that put it in for 6. The last 40 coming on a brilliant run by number 34, Jeff Childress. Here come the Panthers up to the line of scrimmage. Brad Collett, the quarterback, out of that tight wishbone formation. We get a whistle, and what do we got? Offsides, encroachment, I believe, called against Mills.
A little over anxious.
And it looks like the big defensive end, number 82, Demetrius Smith, was the man who was lining up offside. So take 5 off the chart, call it first down, and 5 to go for the Benton Panthers. Put the ball at the 40-yard line. First down, 5 to go. Split Jay Goheen wide to the left. Otherwise, a very tight bone.
Got single coverage on Goheen, too.
Yes, they do, and the ball is off to the man. You know who that is.
The ball was fumbled, but they said that Godino was down when he fumbled the ball. Actually, the
ground caused the fumble. Robert Godino pounded off that right tackle spot, and as he got into the secondary, he was hit pretty good by number 13, Tony Hilliard. He spun around in the air, and when he landed on the ground, he dropped the football, but that doesn't count. Second down, 1 yard to go for Benton. Collett with the football. Back to Godino. Godino slashes into the secondary, takes it out to about the 48 or 49-yard line. They're going to cut it at the 49 for a first down for the Benton Panthers.
That's a power play that Benton is running there. They're just handing the ball off to Godino and letting him follow both the other backs in the Benton wishbone right off right tackle, and it's really a powerful play. It sends a lot of people right at the Mills defense.
First and 10 from the 49 for the Panthers. Here's a handoff this time to Kurt Sheldon, and he batters his way for 3 or 4 as he was stopped and stacked up just past the line of scrimmage, and then literally shoved with his legs and hurdled with his shoulders to pick up another yard or 2. Give him 3 on the play. Call it second down and 7. It was the PA announcer said Godino, but that was Sheldon, wasn't it?
Yes, you're right.
Okay. I get those two confused a lot, so I could have been. Up they come. 8 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Collett turns, hands the ball off to Godino. He's stacked up at the line of scrimmage. He's going to go nowhere that time. As he got caught as the blocking broke down in front of him, Robert picked up maybe a yard. Let's give him 1 on the play, call it third down and 6. Robert Godino. In on that last play at the wide receiver was Rick Daniel. Rick is out of the ball game now, and coming in his stead is Jake Goheen. Goheen comes wide to the left. Tight wishbone offense for the Panthers. They've got a 3rd and 6 from the Mills 47. Collett stands up, throws a little timing pattern for Goheen, but it's out of bounds. It was about 5 or 8 yards over his head, out of bounds, so it's going to be 4th down and 6 to go for Benton, and they will punt the football away. That one had a chance because he had his defensive man turned around, but there was no doubt that it was going to be out of bounds.
Benton will have a chance now to punt Mills back deep into their own end of the field, which would help them give switch the field position or back around.
The 2 men back are Tony Hilliard and Jeff Childress. The punt is away. It's to Childress' side. He takes it at the 10. There's a wall of white in front of him. They should get him, and they do. I don't believe he even got back to the 10 after he circled back deep. We'll have to wait and see where they put the football down, but if he cleared the 10, he'd be very lucky. He took it at the 10, started back to his right, drifted back a yard or 2, and then tried to cut upfield, and they're going to put the ball down at the 9-yard line, where it becomes first down and 10 for the Mills Comets from their own 9.
Benton needs a good defensive stand right here to kind of switch the momentum around and get the field position in their favor.
Heath Nix has been playing excellent defense all year, even though his numbers haven't shown up statistically. This would be a great place for Heath to really make his presence felt. And, of course, Greg Mundy, who's done a super job at that nose guard position.
It'll be interesting to see if Mills will try to power it out of here, or if they'll continue to go through the air.
They have a great deal of affection and confidence in Caleb Kerr's arm, so I would imagine if he wants to throw, they'll let him. Kerr's the quarterback, out of the eye, spins, hands it off to Childress, and he bangs it straight ahead. But there is a flag on the play, and I would imagine that they'd call holding there where that one was thrown in, wouldn't you?
Looked like it, but it came from the back judge, and it looks like it's going to be marked off against Benton.
Must be a face mask. Childress maybe got a yard on the play, but they're going to call Benton for some infraction, and a major one at that. Bring the ball all the way out to the 22-yard line. Face mask is what they call. I guess I was wishful thinking, hoping holding, wasn't I?
That's a tough penalty there.
That's one that hurts because they had a second down and a long 9. As it is now, 1st and 10. Ball is all the way out at the 23. Here they come, or the 28 rather. Caleb Kerr, he wants to throw. He's got a man, but up to knock the ball down beautifully was Bill Lincoln, but there is a yellow flag on the ground. Now we'll have to wait and see what this one's all about.
It's interesting they're running Childress at fullback, and they've got Lloyd Coakley playing, a sophomore, playing a tailback.
Yeah, I just wonder, and I have no way of knowing.
Looks like they're going to call holding.
Marcus Cole is hurt. I know they've got some dings and hurts like everybody else does.
Well, they've got quite a few good backs, too. So.
They go about 5 deep with what they determine to be quality backs. Now, Benton might just turn this one down, but nope, they're going to take it, it looks like. So take the ball back from the 28-yard line, take it back to the 18, make it 1st down and 20 at that point for the Mills Comets. 1st and 20, 7:23 to go. What an odd sequence of plays this has been.
They had good defensive coverage on that last play. Took Kerr a while to find a receiver. And when he finally did, the ball was knocked down nicely by Bill Lincoln, who had dropped back from his linebacker spot. And he was a good 20 yards down the field.
It rather looked like Jake Goheen was back there licking his lips for an interception, but Bill Lincoln got a hand up, knocked it down. So Bill did his job, you know. He had to do that. Here we come. Mills back to the attack. Kerr, the quarterback. Straight power eye, turns, fakes, hands on his end around, and here comes the big guy with the football. That's
Demetrius Smith
on the carry, number 82. I couldn't pick up his number. Smith on the end around gets the 10 back plus 2. So it's going to be 2nd down and 8 as they bring the ball all the way out to the 31 and a half yard line. Kelsey Dedman was way over there to make the tackle. And fortunately, Kelsey had the angle on him, or it might have gone further.
They really like to use those tight ends in every way they can.
Split Demetrius Smith wide to the left. Back to passes Kerr. He's getting pressure from Dedman. Throws it up. It's intercepted. And on the interception is Shane Smith. Shane takes it back inside the 30, down to the 25. We got a flag down here. What are they going to call? Shane Smith made the interception, but way down at the Benton 45-yard line is a piece of laundry laying on the ground. Pass interference against the Mills Comets, so the ball belongs to Benton. Now that's a break.
That is. That's going to be a big break, and they'll decline that penalty and take possession. 6:33 left in the first quarter, and Benton has a chance here to make some hay. First big break of the game, really.
First real break of the game, and it goes Benton's way. Ball is 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line of the Mills Comets. The Benton Panthers come out in their maroon helmets, white jerseys, maroon numerals, gray breeches. They're ready to go. They look fired up now, don't they? As they get down into the stance at the line of scrimmage. It's Collett calling the signals, turns, hands off to Shelnut, and Kurt bangs the ball ahead for 3 or 4. We'll wait till they get up off the pile to tell you exactly how many he got. Kurt Shelnut really hit the line with vigor that time. As Jack Kennedy used to say, vigor, as he powdered his way through. Pickup of 2 on the play only. 2nd down and 8 as the ball is now at the 23-yard line of Mills. Collett digs into his bag of tricks. Almost got an encroachment. Didn't. Collett stands up, throws over the middle, and it's no good. Intended for Drew Yoakum.
Just as well that he overthrew that ball, because Yoakum was double covered on that play.
Yoakum did have position on the inside if he could have threaded it in there, but he just couldn't get it in. He threw it a little high, and that might be because of the wind blowing behind him, you know.
He really tried to rifle it in there, and it kind of took off on him, and that was really all right because Yoakum was well covered on the play.
So it's 3rd down now and 8. Split Jake Goheen wide to the left.
still giving him just a single coverage. So
and here he goes again on that little timing pattern, going down. And once again, the ball is thrown over his head out of bounds. That's 2 times that Goheen has been relatively in a position to catch the ball, and it was thrown a little too high, and it's out of his grasp. So now what do we do?
It really makes it a leaping contest down there on that play when he's well covered.
And right now, Collett wants timeout. So with 5:44 left on the clock in the first half, 4th down and 8 to go for the Benton Panthers. We'll be back with more Benton Panther football on K107 FM after 60 seconds.
Might have wanted.
Because we know that to be a part of the community, you've got to put in some hours away from
Make it only a 30. Make it only a 30.
Remember FDIC.
The receiver's wide open. Here's the pass. Backyard football.
When you need glass, call Allied Glass at 778-6244. Windows, mirrors, shower doors, Allied installs them all at low prices. Building a new home, install weatherproof double-pane fixed glass at a fraction of the cost of operating windows. Let Allied Glass quote your mirrors and shower doors. For home and auto glass, call Allied Glass at 778-6244.
Benton's trying a field goal. It's by Robert Godino, and Robert puts the ball right straight through the uprights. What was the distance on that one?
A 41-yard field goal for Robert Godino gets Benton on the board, cuts the lead in half.
Robert,
nice. He had plenty of room to spare on that, too. Little wind behind him, and he just booted it through real nicely.
41-yard field goal for Robert Godino at 5 minutes and 39 seconds to play in the first quarter. So the Panthers are now on the board. They trail Mills 7-3, and we're ready for the kickoff before we can even do anything else anyway.
Yeah.
And Robert, on the strength of that kick, will kick off to Mills. I guess Coach Fight says you can kick it that far for a field goal. Kick it off for the. I wonder what would happen if they kick an onside right now. It's a little early, but it's a ploy. Godino approaches, puts a foot to it. It goes deep to Childress. Childress pulls the ball in at the 3-yard line. He's out across the 10, the 15, 20, and knocked down at about the 21 or 2-yard line. So the Mills Comets will start this drive, and you can spot the ball. I'm going to say the 22. How does that sound to you? No, 23-yard line. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
23-yard line, 1st and 10 for Mills.
Benton took advantage of their break. They got 3 points out of it. I'm sure they'd like more, but getting some points on the board is a good start. Now, if they can continue to play good defense here and stop Mills on their own end of the field, they can really gather some momentum.
I believe I misspoke. I gave them an extra point they didn't get. Here's the pitch back wide to Lloyd Coakley, and Coakley runs it ahead well around right end, and he takes it all the way out to the 40-yard line almost, but there is a flag on the play back near the line of scrimmage, and we'll have to go all the way back there and find out what's going on, and I got a feeling that one's going to be against the Mills Comets.
Preliminary signal from the referee, clipping against Mills.
Well, that might be one of the reasons he got so wide open around here.
Yeah, that was they really showed their speed on that toss pitch to the tailback Coakley. Bill Lincoln looked like he had good pursuit angle, but by the time he got over there, Coakley was past the point where he was aiming for.
Lloyd Coakley, and he does have good speed, but all of these Mills backs have great speed. And earlier this evening, I was talking to a gentleman downstairs. Coakley was with this ball club last year, and then went to Parkview part of this year. Then he came back, and here he is at Mills, and he played last week and made quite a contribution.
He's starting both ways for him.
Yes, he is. He lines up at the deep eye. Faked a pitch, handoff on the inside on a trap, but going nowhere.
There was your man Heath Nix on that play. Good job.
Heath stays home and does what he's supposed to do, and he wrapped up Jeff Childress pretty well that time. Childress got maybe a yard on the play. Call it second down and 19. But Heath Nix, I don't know, he does everything. He is so quiet. He does the right things, allows other people to make tackles because he's taking out the interference. And it's sometimes you think the guy's overlooked, and he might be because he's played so well this year. Here's a handoff to Coakley. Coakley stood up at the line of scrimmage and then literally snowed under, and I'm looking to see who the first man was that got to him.
I think Mundy made the first hit, and then Kelsey Denman came from the opposite side to drag him down.
I believe you're right.
Did he get to the 15 there?
No, I think he got only another, about the 15, so it's about a third down now and 17 to go. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
Look for him to pass.
And
Benton that time was rotating their zone to the short side of the field. We'll see how they handled it this time. They've got double split outs.
3:30 to go here in the first quarter. And there, busting through to make a tremendous tackle was Roger Barker.
Linebacker blitz really caught Kerr by surprise. They'd been taking a long time to throw the ball, and that time they wanted to throw the little dump pass over the middle to the tight end, but he didn't have a chance to even look for him because Barker was right there on top of him. Lost to 5.
When he looked up to look for a receiver, all he saw was Roger Barker's number 35 plastered against his nose. And we're talking about Caleb Kerr. Here's the punt. It's away, almost blocked. It's short and takes a Benton bounce, now a Mills bounce, and rolls out across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. No, I'm sorry. Make it the 42-yard line of Mills. So the Benton Panthers, once again, with great field position, start first down and 10 to go from the Mills 42 with 2 minutes and 45 to go.
This is what you want to do, is have good field position. You want to, but the important thing is to take advantage of it. They did last time, picking up the 3 points. Now they've got a chance to tie the game or take the lead.
And now we get a conference over on the sideline as we're having
trouble with the chains now.
Some kind of problem with the chain gang, and they're working on that. And while that happens, Jamie Jones, who had been flanked out wide to the right, comes back into the ball game, or back into the huddle, the Panthers huddle. The Comets get into their defensive huddle and talk it over. I don't know what.
It's like it was wrapped around the pole for some reason. The chain was, and they had to untangle it a little bit.
Yeah, and I moved it out almost a yard further than it was a moment ago.
Make a difference on a measurement, wouldn't it? So we're ready to go now. So like Dennis Bird is in there. That's good to see. He's in at left tackle. He had not played in that last series.
And he's playing with a very sore sciatic nerve condition, so just be difficult to say how long he can go. Here's Collett. Turns it back upfield and picks up maybe 4 or 5. But what a job was done on the fake that time by Kurt Shellnut as he drew number 44, Lloyd Coakley. And Coakley tackled him way back in the secondary, and he wasn't even close to the football.
I'll tell you, the play that time was made by the quarterback, Brad Collett. He read the play well. They read the option. It's something that they were a little scared to do last week against Bryant. He read it well that time and kept because the pitch man was covered.
Got 4, second down and 6. Collett working to his right this time. He's got no place to go.
Still made positive yardage, yeah.
Smartly just tucked it back inside and made what he could out of it, and picked up another 2, so it's going to be third down and a long 4. No, let's call it 5. It's close enough to 5 to call it that. Third down, 5 to go. Once again, Jake Goheen back into the ball game. This time, he replaces Drew Yoakum, but Goheen splits wide out to the left, and Collett now pulls the trigger, fakes once, moves down the line of scrimmage, no place to go as Mills really read it well, and their very small but very agile defensive unit comes flying through on the backside. Aaron Glass, a senior, came up to make the tackle. So it's going to be 4th down and a loss on that play of 3, so it'll be 4th down and 8. And I would assume that the Benton Panthers will punt it away. And no sooner said than done. Chris Ramsey goes back to punt. And back deep, same group, Childress and for the Mills Comets. Here's the punt. It's away. Takes a Mills bounce and rolls through the end zone. So the ball will be brought out to the 20. That was about a 42 or 3 yard kick. And that shows you what that wind will do for you.
Yeah, he tried to angle that a little bit to the side, but just got up in the air a little bit too much and just drove all the way through. It hit about the 2 yard line and dribbled through the end zone.
Chris has just a little bit over a 35 yard average, and he must have hit that ball all of 55 yards in the air, and primarily on this very stiff northeast breeze that's blowing through this stadium at about 20 miles an hour. Mills back to the attack. Here's the pitch wide. Coakley with the ball, looks for running room. He hits once, fumbles, but the ball is kicked out of bounds by his offensive guard before anybody else can get a hand on it, so Mills will retain. But Coakley was really stuck that time, tucked the ball away to keep him getting knocked out of his hands and bumped it off his own thigh, lost the handle, but it went out of bounds in favor of Mills, so it's second down and about 3. Pickup of, a 2, let's call it. Pickup of 8 on the play. And they can run those flanks pretty well, can't they, Rob?
That's where they really show their speed. A good job that time coming out from the inside by Brian Holter, the sophomore linebacker that's in there right now.
Brian Holter has played well all year. Straight ahead handoff, and there to make the tackle was Heath Nix and Kelsey Dedman. And it looks like Big Kelsey might have come to play tonight, as he really wrapped up Mr. Childress and threw him pretty hard to the ground. As a matter of fact, he lost about a half yard on that play. So it now becomes third down and 2.
Be interesting to see what Mills tries to do on a play like this. It's 3rd and 2, and it's so and they're really outsized on the line of scrimmage.
That's the end of the quarter. We've played 12 minutes here at Mills High School. The score reads Mills 6, Benton 3. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Vic Rosby comes into the game for Mills. He replaces Andre Hill, who leaves the ball game. And it's going to be a third down and 2 for Mills. Put the ball at their own 27-yard line, I guess. It's hard to tell from this little bitty angle we have.
It's at the 28 because they need the 30 for the first down.
Third down and 2. Fresh 12 on the clock. What will they pull off? Straight ahead handoff, and bang!
Smacked.
Was he knocked down? Let's see who that is that gets up. Is that Kelsey?
Kelsey made the initial hit and really smacked him down short of the first down.
I haven't seen Kelsey play like this since the Arkadelphia game. He's really popping out there tonight. So it's going to be 4th down and 1. They give him a yard on the play. He actually got maybe 4 inches, but they will call that a yard. So Benton will once again get their hands on the football, but they will be going into the wind, but not passing. It might not bother them that much. Here's a long, high spiral down and taken on a fair catch by Jake Goheen at about the 35-yard line. So it's 1st down and 10 to go for the Benton Panthers from their own 35. And now if they could put together a long, sustained drive and take it in for 6, it would be a most positive thing to happen in this football game.
It really would establish something and maybe put a few doubts in this Mills team, this inexperienced team.
You made a great point while we had the timeout. Do it again.
Well, if they stop them on that and they can score here, the field position and they may be able to eventually wear this team down if they can stay close.
Here's a pitch back to Godino. Roberts down the left sideline. Robert is knocked out of bounds, but not until he crosses the 35-yard line of Mills. And let's see where they spot the football. They're going to spot him back out at the 38.
Back here at the 47.
47, excuse me. 47-yard line, but a remarkable play that time. A pitch back, a lateral to Robert Godino, who took it, shook a tackle, and slipped down the sidelines.
It was close to being a forward pass. I don't know, it might have been, but it was a nice play. Collett made a good decision to throw to him.
Collett's going to throw again into the wind to Goheen, and Goheen can't wrap it up. He had Goheen on the slant, but Jake could not wrap the ball up. It was a little high, but he should have made the catch. As it was, it tipped off his fingers out of bounds, and it's now 2nd down and 10. Odd to see Benton throwing into this wind. A team that usually shoves it down the other team's throat.
Collett's got a lot of confidence after last week, and they're really attacking.
Straight ahead handoff to Kurt Sheldon, who bangs it out across the 45, down close to the 40-yard line.
That right there shows you what the diversity can do for you in opening things up. A quick hitter after those quick passes, and a good gain, a good, what's that?
6 yards.
6 yards.
3rd down and 4 now as Kurt Schulnet blasted off left tackle for 6. Up to the line of scrimmage once again come the Panthers. And they do have the size to blow this Mills off defensive line away if they can get the cuts and the angles. Once again, Collett wants to throw. He looks downfield, looks to his left, looks to his right. Goheen comes back and makes the catch.
Another good decision by Collett. He pulled the ball down. He wanted to hit Goheen at first, but he was covered. He started to look around, went back to Goheen. Great protection by the offensive line, by the way. Went back to Goheen. He was open this time at the 35 for a first down.
Jake Goheen was open about 10 yards deep, and he came back and got himself free and still had plenty of room to get the first down. So that was a pretty intelligent move on Jake's part also.
Indeed.
Put the ball at the 36-yard line. First down, 10 to go from the Mills 36.
I think the maturity that Brad Collett's showing here is really a major factor. He's a sophomore, remember?
He's not playing like a sophomore. Straight ahead handoff to Robert Godino, and Robert plows ahead for 3 or 4, depending upon a left foot or a right foot spot. Give him 3 on the play. Call it 2nd down and 7. Robert Godino, who is over 1,000 yards already this year, and Kurt Schulnet, who can't be too far away from 1,000, is he, Rob?
He's a little over 100 yards away. If he can break loose for a couple of big runs tonight, he could get right there.
Up they come, the Panthers to the line of scrimmage again. Collett calls the signals, turns, fakes. Now he's going to throw. Has he got him? Nope, he's going to run it. He pulls it in, takes it ahead. Very close to the first down, and I think he may have it.
Another good decision by Collett. Goheen looked like he was open for a moment, but the quickness of Mills' defensive backs really showed there. They closed on him, and Collett pulled the ball down and ran, and it's very close to the first down. They're going to measure it, I believe.
They will bring out the chains, and as you were just saying, Rob, the maturity of Brad Collett now coming to the fore. Looks like they're a little short, maybe the length of a football. So it's going to be 2nd down and less than a yard, or should that be not 3rd down and less than a yard?
It'll be 3rd.
3rd down and less than a yard, but it will be officially a yard when it's picked up.
This is a very nice drive. The diversity that those passes have put into effect, the play action they've been able to run successfully, is really going to make Mills think twice about stacking it up on the line of scrimmage, and it really may open things up for the running game.
Mills pulls it in tight. They're stacking again, playing against the run with their linebackers wide and in. Collett straight ahead on a quarterback sneak, easily were the first down. He ducked underneath, didn't get touched till he picked up a yard or 2. And then one of the Mills Comets, number 4, Eric Gray, literally tripped and fell and knocked Collett down as he sat on top of him. So it's first down, 10 to go for the Benton Panthers. Put the ball down at the 24-yard line of Mills. 1st and 10 from the Mills 24. And the Panthers trying to sustain a drive and take it in for the score. Straight ahead to Robert Godino. And Robert blasts behind right tackle for maybe 4 on the pickup. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Give him 3 on the pickup. 2nd down and 7.
You can really see when the Benton offensive line comes to the line of scrimmage, they tower over this Mills defensive line. But Mills, because they're small, has been able to get down low and trip up the runners, the Benton runners effectively.
Collett turns, hands the ball off to Kurt Schulnet, who bangs off outside right left tackle this time. He's picked up 3 or 4 more.
Excuse me, Bill. This is what Benton, though, wants to do, is keep driving, picking up 3-4 yards a carry, use up some time, keep Mills' offense on the line of scrimmage. That not only frustrates the Mills offense, but it frustrates the Mills defense because they can't seem to stop them from getting that 3-4 yards and eating up the clock.
And when the big offensive line of Benton knocks on them, they get a little tired quicker. 3rd down and 4. Fake. That's Collett on the reverse. He's got a man in the end zone, overthrown and intercepted, but the man was out of bounds when he caught the football.
I'll tell you, that time Collett didn't make the right decision because Drew Yoakum was covered in the end zone, but short was Greg Little, the fullback, and he was open for a good first down inside the 10-yard line.
And there was a first down to be run for that time, the way the defense spread back. So It was a great play. Collin effectively executed the play. The only problem was he didn't connect on the pass. So
Fourth down, and they're going for it.
And the Panthers, of course, are going for it. Fake, handoff, and thrown in the backfield. As coming in all by himself was the left outside linebacker, Donald Casey, one of the few seniors that starts for this ball club. And Casey came in, and when Collin turned around, there was Casey staring him in the face, knocked him down, lost on the play back to the 25-yard line. So it's first down, 10 to go for Mills with 7:47 to play here in the first half. And they have the football. What a revolting development that turned out to be.
Looked like he was going for a bootleg on that one, and it just didn't work out.
Donald Casey, the big defensive end, was never touched by anyone. Here's a fake and a handoff to
it's
Childress again, and Childress trying to get that speed, and we're going to get a flag called, and the flag is going to be called on Brian Holter for piling on after the play was out of bounds. So it's a pickup of about 8 or 9 on the play, and Holter's error in judgment, and that's all it was. It was exuberance, is going to move the ball for 15 more. So put it all the way out at the 47-yard line of the Mills Comets, where it's first down and 10 to go for Mills. Woo. Bad break, and then a bad mistake, and zoom, how the momentum does change. The crowd is back into it now. They were pretty quiet there a minute ago, Rob.
This is really a challenge for Benton here. The defense really needs to stand up to Mills and stop them on this occasion, because they do have regained the momentum for now, and it's up to the Benton defense to just wrestle it away at this point.
I'm really glad to hear that crowd for a minute. It gives me a shot at taking a little of this triumph. He wants to pass, and there is Casey Dedman knocking it down, but he knocks it down right into the hands of Childress, who runs it forward close to a first down. There was a problem where Casey Dedman and Roger Barker came in, had the quarterback. Caleb Kerr stopped in his tracks. Either Kelsey or Roger Barker got a hand on the ball, knocked it back toward the backfield of Mills, right into the hands of Jeff Childress. And he brought it out for an 8-yard pickup. Oh, when you're hot, huh? So it's second down and 2. 7:14 to play in the quarter. Kerr, once again, fakes. He wants to go. Hope he's right. Pressure by Barker. Throws downfield. Caught. Inside the 30 at the 27-yard line of the Panthers. Back on defense that time was Kurt Shelnut, who's playing both ways tonight.
It was Jay Goheen that tried to knock that ball down there. He got there just a split second too late. He was able to make the tackle, but if just a fraction of a second sooner, and he'd have been in position to pick that one off.
Well, the receiver was well in front of Shelnut, and Goheen came up from his safety position trying to get to it. Could not. Shelnut makes the tackle. So it is now first and 10 as the Mills Comets have completely turned old Mother Momentum around and have it going for them now. First and 10 from the Benton 27. Back to pass is Kerr. Looks downfield. It's a big screen. The ball is thrown incomplete, intended for Demetrius Smith. But Kerr's pass, Smith was kind of edging backwards, and Kerr's pass was going forward, and they didn't make connections. That was an odd.
Kerr is feeling it right now. He's got the rhythm, and they're going to probably ride this. They're going to try to keep throwing, I imagine.
Second down, 10 to go, 6 minutes, 37 seconds left in this second quarter. The ball at the 27-yard line of Benton. Kerr pitches back to Childress. Childress on the sweep. He's got running room. He takes it down inside the 10, in for the touchdown. Jeff Childress had running room, spread the defense, and literally outran everybody into the end zone. Childress, 27 yards for the score, and that puts the Mills Comets ahead by a score of 12 to 3. The score comes with 6 minutes and 27 seconds left to play in this second quarter. And Childress is a wrecking crew, but we have a timeout on the field as Bill wants to talk about it. We'll be back with more Benton Panther football on K107 FM KAKI in Benton in 60 seconds.
Come and celebrate the holiday season at George's Hollister Flowers and Gifts annual open house from 1 to 5 this Sunday. They'll have wonderful refreshments, snacks, store prizes, and all new decorating ideas for your home, featuring Aromatique, the smells of Christmas, and all new this year, smells of the tree. For holiday decorations in your home or business, don't miss Dorcas Holliker's annual Christmas open house this Sunday. They're easy to find at Military and Main. Dorcas Holliker, Flowers and Gifts. If you're looking for a new floor for your home, Mannington Never Wax is a smart choice, because unlike no-wax floors, Mannington's built-in Never Wax shine stays beautiful without ever needing strippers or polishes. And Mannington Never Wax floors come in over 200 beautiful patterns to complement any room. Look for Mannington Floors at People's Lumber and Supply. Mannington Never Wax Floors, the beautiful floor with a built-in shine. See People's on Edison Avenue for all your building materials and Mannington Floors.
As we come back, Mills breaks their huddle and heads for the line of scrimmage, and this time they're going to go for two. Caleb Kerr, the quarterback, trying to get Deuce. Almost lost the handoff. Wants to throw, does throw, has a man, Childress, but Childress holds the football, but he can't take it in. As coming over to make the defensive play was Jake Goheen, knocking him out of bounds. So the extra point fails. The try for two is no good. So we head on into play here in the second quarter with Mills leading the Benton Panthers by a score of 12-3.
Washer dryer pairs for $16.95 a week. Name brand appliances like Whirlpool. Rent to own at Color Time. Dining room, living room furniture. Complete entertainment centers with TV, VCR, stereo, cassette, and more for $19.95 a week. Color Time, next to great deals in Benton.
The Panthers trail by 9 with 6 minutes and 27 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. 9 is not a big hump, but they've got to get it done.
Well, they've been able to move the football. One big play there on that last drive where by the one big tackle on the fourth down play when they blitzed the defensive end and he broke through clean and tackled Collett for a big loss. Other than that, that last drive was very effective, and they moved the ball well. That really changed the momentum of the game. Now Benton's offense will need to get it back.
Just hopefully we will not get a, hopefully we will not have any problem with confidence on the part of Brad Collett. He won't let that shake him up. The
well,
kick
it
was
wasn't
away.
a bad play on his part. It was just a great play by the defensive player.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But sometimes a youngster will say, "Hey, that must have been my fault. You know, they caught me like that." And I wouldn't want him to lose his confidence because he has played very well so far. There was a penalty against Mills for being offsides. So they move the ball back to the 35-yard line, and they'll tee it up and get it over again. And I'm trying to pick the number up of the kicker. Can you pick it up from where you are?
Bo Judkins, their
Bo
kicker.
Judkins. Field goals, extra points, and kickoffs, I guess. That's who it is. He finally turned where I could see something besides his shoulder pad. So once again, we're ready for the kickoff. Judkins approaches and kicks. This time, no flag. Ball is down. Taken in by Godino. Godino brings it out across the 10 to the 20. And at the 20-yard line, he's stuffed and knocked down. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Benton Panthers. Put the ball at the 22-yard line. First and 10. Godino got a couple more I didn't see there. Robert's tough. He's got a sore ankle, and he's playing well anyway.
He is. We'll see how Benton's offense comes back now after a good drive that was just stopped by one good play.
What a gutsy performance tonight by Dennis Bird also. Collett wants to throw. He throws the little timing pattern, and once again, it's thrown out of bounds, and too far out of bounds for anybody to catch. That time, he threw the ball to the left sideline, and the wind is blowing from the right sideline across the field at a diagonal. So I'm sure that helped push it out of bounds a little bit. Second down and 10, 6:01 to go here in this second quarter. That little timing pattern, when it works, looks awfully good, but when it doesn't work, you get a little egg on your face. Collett once again to the line of scrimmage with his football team. Fakes, now he wants to throw and does. Gets it to Robert Godino, who breaks it back against the grain. He had no place to go. Tried to get something out of nothing and winds up losing maybe 3 yards on the play. Collett's pass was good, but when Robert Godino looked up, all he saw was green shirts in front of him. He cut back to the left, going against the grain, trying to make something out of it. Did not, lost 4 on the play, make it 3rd down and 14.
They've got themselves into a position here where they have to pass, and that's not something you like to be in a position to do. But Mills is playing it pretty straight up on defense. So.
Yes, they are. They're not stacking any longer. Collett back to throw again, and he's going to be thrown back for a loss as both defensive ends blitzed that time and got him in a pincer back there and knocked him to the ground. And once again, the first man to him was Demetrius Smith, the big junior defensive end. And I don't think he's really that big, is he? I think I'm just being...
He's 6'2", 190. He's tall.
Pretty good sized man.
Yeah.
So it's all the way back to the 11. And in to kick into this rather brisk wind is Chris Ramsey. We're down to 4 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in the quarter. Ramsey has the snap, kicks away, and it's a beauty. But now the wind gets it, holds it up, pushes it. It takes a Benton bounce, rolls, and did he touch it?
Oh, that was a big mistake.
Did he touch it? Did he touch it? What's the referee say? The Mills Comet got around the football.
They're signaling it for Mills.
And coming over was Chris Whitaker, who pushed the Mills player into the football. Looked like he might have touched it. The referee said no, he didn't, so the ball goes over to Mills.
Well, that would have been a big break for Benton if they'd have been able to come up with it. It looked like one of the Comets touched the ball, and that Benton fell on it, but no, they give the possession to Mills.
Chris
they got big, good field position again.
Yes, the ball is placed down at the 34-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 from the 34. Looked like Chris Whitaker pushed him into the ball and then dove on the football, but they said no way. All right, Caleb Kerr pitches back to his big running back Childress. They had him, they lost him, and he gets ahead and picks up a couple of 3 yards. And by the way, that was not Childress, that was Lloyd Coakley. They had Coakley about 8 or 9 yards deep in the secondary. He shook out of the tackle of Aaron Windsor and brought the ball ahead before where Greg Mundy finally came in to knock him down after he picked up 1. So he turned a loss of 8 or 9 into a pickup of 1.
I tell you, these backs are just big. They are really big for Mills.
They're quick and they're strong, which is a deadly combination. Spin, handoff straight ahead to Childress. He stood up at the line of scrimmage and finally hammered down. Kelsey Dedman stood him up. And then coming over was Mundy and Phil Lincoln to put the finishing touches on him. No gain on the play, 3rd down and 9. Big play with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in this second quarter of action of this opening playoff game of 1988 for the Benton Panthers. They need something good to happen right now. Let's see what they do.
I imagine Kerr will have the ball in the air.
I imagine he will throw, and no sooner do I say he'll throw than he hands the ball off to Childress. Childress on the slant. Greg Mundy got an arm on him. So did Kelsey Dedman, and they knocked him down along with Aaron Windsor after a pickup of 1. So it's going to be 4th down and 8.
Benton's really got that play figured out. That's that trap play that Arkadelphia likes to run. Mills likes to run it too. And Greg Mundy stayed home, played it well, and tackled him for after a gain of yard.
And Mills wants to talk it over, so with 2:53 left on the clock and a timeout on the field with Mills leading Benton 9-3, we'll be back in 60 seconds.
State Farm is there. When you want up-to-date health insurance and good neighbor service too, whether you have health insurance through your employer or buying yourself, find out if your protection is adequate for today's needs. See your State Farm agent now.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In Benton, see State Farm agent Leroy Allen at Spear Street and I-30 or call 778-7243.
He's going to yell at your State Farm agent.
We're back to action, and with the football, it's Mills. 4th down and 8, and they're going to go for it. Here's the fake, the pitch back now to, and they're going to try to get the big tight end to throw the football. He does. It's complete. With the football, it's Coakley. Coakley is down inside the 15-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. And there's a flag on the play way back at about the 36-yard line, and they have indicated motion against the Mills Comets. So bring it all back. It was fancy. It was razzle-dazzle, but it don't count.
Smith really did well to get that play away, because on the reverse there, it looked like Benton had it covered and was rushing. They were rushing him very well, but he got the pass away and it was complete for big yardage. But I think that he was the one that was in motion to begin the play, and so he kind of destroyed the opportunity from before he even got it.
So the penalty is marked off against Mills, puts the ball out at the 36-yard line, and once again, Mills takes a timeout. So with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left to play, they've called a 30-second timeout, but we'll take 60 seconds for these messages.
Riders for $1,800 with no payment until May of '89. The Joyce Allen 8-horse Vanguard in stock and on sale at Freeway Rental and Tractor Sales. See Denny Moore for a deal on Joyce Allen mowers and lawn tractors. And when you need to rent a tractor or backhoe, just call Freeway Rental. They'll bring it out and pick it up again. Freeway Rental and Tractor Sales, I-30, just south of University in Little Rock.
Howdy, neighbor. Just come from Poe's Barbecue down on the Super Highway. Thought I'd tell you about his special this week. A country-style rib plate for $3.99. They're usually $4.75, but to celebrate elections being over and all, Poe put them on special. Now, with this $3.99 rib plate, you get beans and slaw, or potato salad and home fries, or fries and beans, or slaw and potato salad, or fries and slaw. Well, to make it simple, any two of the four, and you get toast with all of them. So see them down at Poe's Barbecue on I-30.
I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. That's why I took the 60-second break. The punt was away, and with that wind behind him, the punter, who does a super job, by the way, Aaron Wilkerson for the Benton Panthers, got just a little too much leg on it. The ball rolled into the end zone. So the Panthers have the football, 1st and 10 from their own 20, but they've only got 2 minutes and 28 seconds to take it 80 yards. It has been done before by the Panthers. Out they come. There's an encroachment call.
Good start.
And jumping off sides for the Benton Panthers was Grover Casey, the sophomore defensive tackle, as he popped in and tried to get a little head start. That's going to cost them 5. So now the Panthers only have to go 85 yards or 75 yards, and they've still got 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
Picked up 5 yards with no time off the clock, and get a little more breathing room to run some things here if they want to try something different.
Up they come. Quarterback Brad Collett looks over the defense, gets him set. Goheen split wide to the left. Handoff to Kurt Shellman, who bangs it ahead. He picks up 10, 15, 16, 17 yards before he's finally brought down. Kurt Sheldon found a big opening that time. Off left tackle, then cut it back against the grain and brought it all the way out to the 37-yard line, 1st down, and 10 to go for the Panthers. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the quarter. Once again, the Panthers come to the line, growling, scratching, wanting a little score. Back to pass is Collett. He looks downfield. He's being trapped. He's being caught. He's being knocked down inside the 30. Collett got caught back there as that big fella, Demetrius Smith, who's had a super night on defense, came roaring through once again to trap Collett deep.
Good coverage downfield was really the problem for Brad. He was mature enough to not try to force the issue, though, and he just took the sack.
Felt the pressure, felt the hands, took the sack, lost 7, 8 yards, and will come back 2nd down and 17. Here's Sheldon again. Same play. Cuts it back up off the inside and picks up the 7 they lost on the last play. So it will be 3rd down and 10 as the clock continues to run. Kurt Sheldon running very strongly tonight.
That the way the defense for Mills is really hard charging, those quick pops may break for the Panthers, so we might see more of that as play continues in the second half.
That's really Benton's game. Has been all year. Up to the line come the Panthers. 3rd down, 10 to go. Straight ahead handoff to Godino, and he's going nowhere this time as he pops ahead for maybe 1 or 2. But he's drawn in and knocked down by Lloyd Coakley. And number 82, Demetrius Smith, once again. Also in on the tackle, Aaron Glass. So it'll be 4th down and 8 yards to go. A pickup of 2 on the play. We're down to 35 seconds left in this first half. Looks like the Panthers are going to go to the dressing room trailing by 9 points, 12-3. But let's see what does happen. We're down inside 25 seconds now. It is Chris Ramsey back to punt. Down to 15. Here's the snap. The kick is away. It's a high spiral. Back deep to take the ball in is Childress. Now he retreats, and he's going to be buried back there.
Good play. I think that was Sheldon down on the coverage.
It was Kurt Sheldon was the first man down, and Kurt wrapped him up and threw him down and drove him back a good 8 yards from where he caught the football. So actually that was a return of -8. Spot the ball at the 18-yard line of Mills. Watch the clock roll down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's the end of the first half of play here at Comet Stadium at Mills High School in Little Rock, with the score reading: the Mills Comets 12, the Benton Panthers 3, and we'll be back with halftime and statistics and conversation in 90 seconds.
Pine Bluff beating Springdale 13-0 in Springdale.
What was the El Dorado score? I didn't think it would be that way. They've made the decision. Now let's take a look. The Panthers will take the football and give the Mills Comet the win. So we're almost set to start this second half of action in one of these two teams' final game of the year, as we're in playoff action in Arkansas 4A. We'll be back with the kickoff in 30 seconds.
Quality late model cars and trucks that we stand behind and guarantee every car we sell, as well as offer extended warranty. After 12 years in the auto business, Dwight Everett knows a good car when he sees it, and good cars are the only type you'll find at the Auto Exchange. We may look small, but we carry about 30 clean cars at all times. Across the street, our service facility is ready to solve any problem you might have. For a clean, quality late model car, stop by the Auto Exchange next to Burger King. See Mac McCall or Tim Poe for a late model, low mileage car or truck at Dwight Everett's Auto Exchange.
Well, here we go.
From what I understand, Bill, West Memphis has won their game, and so they will be, as expected, they won their game, the number 2 ranked team in the state, and they will be playing the winner of this game, and the winner of this game will be the host team.
And hopefully that host team will be in Benton at C.W. Lewis Stadium.
We hope to be there and hope you'll be there too, and of course, Benton needs a few points on the board to make it happen, and they're certainly capable of it.
Lots of time. Anything can happen. The Panthers are only down by 9. They have pretty much played their kind of football game tonight. Gotten away from the scheme a couple of times, but nothing that would be incendiary or change things around. So the Panthers will get the football, try to make one of those patented Benton Panthers sustained drive touchdown runs, and then let the chips fall where they may. You know,
if they can come out and do that, Bill, that would really be a major factor in turning him around.
It really would. And, you know, the first 5 minutes of a half are very important. Here's the kick. It's away. It's taken. And that is Jamie Jones on the carry. And Jamie brings the ball out to about the 19-yard line, where he's wrapped up. First man off the bottom of the pile, number 36, Aaron Glass.
A little confusion on the return there. Jamie looked at Robert Godino and said like he was expecting him to take it, then turned around, the ball was coming down to him. He did a good job of getting the ball and hanging on to it and bringing it back.
And Jamie's easy to pick out. He has a very distinct running style. Here we come, the Panthers on the prowl. Handoff to Kurt Sheldon, I believe. And Kurt picked up maybe a yard or two, but not much more than that. He did cough up the football, but he did it when he hit the ground.
I think that was Godino, and
Was
he's
it
hurting
Godino?
a little bit over there.
He's got a little sore ankle that he was limping on before the game started, even.
He was really submarined on that play.
Second down and 8 as they're trying to get substitutions into the game, and Godino is going out now. Jamie Jones comes in to replace Robert Godino, who goes off with his shoulders hunched. He's hurting. Here's the fake and the handoff straight ahead to the fullback. And
Randy
back
Wright.
and straight ahead, Randy Wright on the carry, and Randy takes it out across the 30-yard line for first down at the 32. They weren't looking for Wright to carry that time, as they did the quick hitter right straight up the middle, following the center's block. Sam McCampbell, Dwight Everett, Michael Teague, all taking care of their people, and it took the safety to come up and knock him down. So it's 1st and 10 from the 32 for the Panthers. Again, it's Wright. Wright battles, shakes loose from 2 tackles, 3 tackles, and slashes his way out very near to another first down. He got maybe 9 on the play, maybe 10, depends on the spot. Nope, they're going to take it back and say he only got 8. Wow, I thought he had more than that. He finally stopped running out near the... Finally stopped
They're going to
running.
measure it, but it looks like a good yard.
It looks easily by a yard. It looked like he stopped running out to the 37 and a half, or the 42 and a half rather.
Good hard run by Randy Wright, and that may be the place where Mills is going to be soft in the middle. They really played the wide game very tough, as most of the defenses have in recent games against Benton. And Benton has really run off tackle quite a bit tonight and haven't run the fullback at all until these 2 carries by Wright here in succession have picked up 20 yards.
Back to back, it's going to be 2nd down and 9 for the Benton Panthers as they break the huddle and come to the line of scrimmage. The ball is marked ready for play. The clock starts again. And it is Brad Collin looking over the defense. Likes what he sees. Gets in under center. Turnaround, handoff, Jamie Jones. Jamie has the first down, or he should have the first down at any rate, as he broke the ball almost out to the 38, but now they're stepping back to the 37. I love the way this thing is marked. I thought it was forward progress, not where they knocked you down, when they push you a little bit. It is a first down nonetheless. So it's 1st down and 10 from the 42-yard line. I keep calling it the 37, and I apologize to you. Put the ball at the 47, 1st down, 10 to go, almost to 48 when they finally get it spotted. Or 43, rather. Here we come. Collin fakes, hands off to Wright. Wright plows straight ahead and then is knocked sideways, lost the football, and let's see who came up with it. Mills says they have it, and the referees say they have it. And coming off the bottom of the pile with the football, it's Grover Casey, defensive tackle, the sophomore. Got the football as Randy Wright was hit, turned sideways, was being bashed across the line of scrimmage, coughed up the football, and Grover Casey came up with it. What a bad break. 1st down, 10 to go from the 44-yard line of Benton. This is Mills. Swing pass out to the right side. It's complete. And moved ahead Vic Rosby on the carry. And he takes it out for 9 before he's chopped down by Will Connell, who came up to make the tackle. But not before he picks up 9 yards, 2nd down, 2. Little swing pass to the right flat. And Rosby, R-O-S-B-Y, Vic Rosby, a senior flanker, pulled it in and moved it downfield. 2nd down. 1 yard to go for Mills. Very confident team. Pitch back with the football. This is Coakley. Coakley's caught. He puts the ball loose. It's picked up with the football. Running down the sideline, number 23, Roger Barker. Roger Barker had the football, and I got a lap full of coffee because the coaches are sitting next to me, jumping up and down.
They were excited.
So was I when that hot coffee hit me. Wow.
Roger Barker picked up the loose ball. The hit was made initially by Heath Nix, but Barker was there. A couple other guys. He ended up picking up the ball and returning it to the 30-yard line of Little Rock Mills, and what a big break for
I got to
the
tell you,
Panthers.
that's a terrible way to break your concentration.
Right in the lap.
Here we come. Panthers with the football. First down, 10 to go.
They really need to take advantage of this.
And with the handoff, Jamie Jones straight up the middle. Jamie working behind the block thrown by the center. Dwight Everett, and Dwight Everett has played so well all year.
I guess he took it all the way to the 30-yard line.
Yes, he did.
And it looks like Jamie picked up about 4 yards on that carry.
So it's down to the 26. Second down and 6.
And here's Robert Godino back in the lineup.
Robert Godino.
As tough as nails.
Boy, he is. That's one thing you can't say about the Benton Panthers. They are not anybody's whips. They're tough kids. Here we come. Collett fakes, hands off to, I believe that was Sheldon, wasn't it? And he tried to thread his way through on the outside.
I tell you what, they're tackling the ball now. Mills is. They want that ball back, and it's going to be up to the Benton backs to hang on to it tight.
Sheldon moves the ball ahead another 2 yards, so it's going to be third down and 5. Give Kerr to pick up of 2 on the play. Bring in Jake Goheen and send to the sidelines Drew Yoakum. And Goheen this time lines up in a tight end position. Brad Collett, the quarterback, leads him out, leads him up, turns, fakes, hands off 2. He's going to throw, and he's back, and now he's going to bring it in and carry, and I believe he's got another first down.
He does indeed. Avoided one tackler and got down inside the 20-yard line. A nice play by Brad Collett, the quarterback.
He looked like he wanted to throw, but what a tremendous fake, and what a tremendous fake care follow-through that time by Robert Godino. Robert gave up his body, was battered hard by several of the Comets just to make that play work so that Brad Collett could pick up the necessary yards, and he got 6 on the play. So it's first down, 10 to go from the 17-yard line of the Mills Comets with the football. This is Robert Godino, and he's now being pushed backwards after he was stopped after a gain of about 3. And it was really sad because when you got out there with Robert Godino and the football, there was 1 white jersey and 6 green ones around him that were battering, bruising, and pummeling him. But Godino is not a guy who's going to quit on you very
Again,
quick.
they tried to pull the ball out of his arms, and eventually did, but the play had been called dead. Little extracurricular activity there from Mills defenders.
Second down, 7. Handoff to Sheldon. Sheldon cuts it back inside. Gets a nice pickup of maybe 5 down close to the 10, 11-yard line as Kurt Sheldon broke off left tackle and then sliced it back against the grain. It will be third down and a yard. So Sheldon has a pickup of 6 on the play. Make it third down and 1, and Brad Collett gets the wigwag from the sidelines. 5 minutes, 55 seconds left in this third quarter. The Panthers moving the football, prowling close, down at about the 11-yard line. Collett straight ahead on the quarterback sneak, and he picks up another first down, takes it inside the 10, very close to the 5. Let's see where they mark it. Brad Collett on the carry, just the simple old-fashioned T2 as it used to be known. The quarterback sneak takes it all the way to the 5-yard line, so it's first down. Goal to go for the Benton Panthers from the Mills 5. Robert Godino goes to the sideline. Jamie Jones comes in. It's Jones right and Sheldon in the backfield. Handoff to Jones. Jones straight ahead, cuts it back and takes it down to about the 3. When he's swarmed under by a whole host of green-shirted Mill Comets.
I tell you, Jamie's running in the Benton's fashion, just churning and churning.
Putting his head down, putting his shoulders straight, and going right at the goal line. It's going to be second down and 3 yards to go for a touchdown.
Godino back in there now for Jones.
Robert Godino back in the ball game.
Greg Little is in at fullback. You might see him get the ball here.
It's Little, Sheldon, and Godino along with Collett in the backfield. Turn, handoff, that's Godino. Godino battles and strives and works and takes it down to maybe an inch, maybe a half foot. no more than that. Robert Godino, what a gritty kid. Good gracious, he doesn't have an ounce of quit in him. Banged the ball ahead. He was hit by several. Finally, they pull him down. It is third down. Goal to go, and that goal to go is about a foot. The Panthers break the huddle.
Shilnut's the man down here. He leads the Panthers in scoring. He's got a nose for the goal line.
Quarterback sneak. What do you want to bet? Collett to Shilnut. Touchdown, Benton! Kurt Shilnut banged it behind the left tackle, and the man who was doing the offensive work was Dennis Bird and Sam McCampbell as they plowed the hole open, and Kurt Shilnut went in behind the blocking. That makes it now 12-9. And with the extra point, holy cow, do we have a ball game. Hang on, honey.
Heath Nix is in to kick the extra point, and it was a roundabout fashion, but they did what they needed to do, is score here first in the second half.
Yeah, and they took 7 minutes and 47 seconds off the clock.
With a little Mills possession in between there.
The kick is up. The kick is good. And the Benton Panthers have now clawed their way back into this football game. It is 12-10. Bills over Benton, 4:13 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
$95 a week for 19-inch portable TVs. Get 25-inch color consoles for $14.95 a week. Captain Color Time guarantees no credit hassles, no long-term contracts, and delivery today. Get washer dryer pairs for $16.95 a week. Name brand appliances like Whirlpool. Rent to own at Color Time. Dining room, living room furniture. Complete entertainment centers with TV, VCR, stereo, cassette, and more for $19.95 a week. Color Time next to great deals in Benton.
On the kickoff, there was a return on the play. Go ahead, Rob.
Andre Hill returned the kick. It was caught about the 20-yard line. He got it out to, I believe, about the 25. Then was pushed back. Now we see that there's a flag on the play.
And it was an unnecessary. The flag fell way out here at the 40, well away from the football.
And it's a major penalty. Going to take them back to the 11-yard line, looks like.
So it must have been about the 22 where they started, huh?
Yep.
So it will be first down and 20 to go. First down. Now, wait a minute. They're going to move it back and say it's first down and 10 from the 11, yeah?
It was, I don't see what the penalty was for, but they've marked it off.
I believe it was a blocking below the waist out here.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like anyway. All right, first and 10 from Mills. Handoff to...
That's Coakley.
Coakley again, and boy, he just slides through the line of scrimmage, picks up 9 or 10 as he brings the ball out very near the 20-yard line. Pick up on the play of 9, call it second down and 1. No, make it 8. Second down and 2. Boy, he's a good runner.
Spot for a good defensive stand, just hold them back down here in their own end, get the ball back with the momentum, and be in a position to take the lead here. Benton's defense needs to grab the initiative that was given to them by the offense.
We're down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. Caleb Kerr hands off to the big guy, Coakley. Coakley breaks it out across the line of scrimmage. He's out to the 40, the 45. He stepped out of bounds, and he's marked out of bounds inside the Benton 45 at about the 43, but Coakley just kept on going, and he wasn't knocked down by the defenders until he got down to the 15-yard line.
That was actually, I believe, Childress on
You're
the
right,
play.
that was Childress. No, 44.
Yeah, 34.
34, was it?
Yes.
Son of a gun.
And he got out of bounds. He got out of bounds, but kept going. And down the field, Rick Daniels tackled him about the 10-yard line, and
there was no hesitation.
The Mills bench wanted a penalty on the play, but there was no way for Rick Daniel to know that the play had been called dead. Certainly by the way that he was running the football.
The crowd over here still doesn't know he stepped out of bounds. That was the interesting thing. The referee made absolutely no hesitation. Now, this is Coakley, and Coakley is down inside the 35, down to about the 32-yard line.
Well, this is something you wouldn't expect to happen to the Benton defensive line.
They get shoved around.
Really moving them out.
Popping them out. The Mills Comets came out blasting. It was like they'd been asleep. And when the Panthers were able to go down and score, it woke them up. It's 12-10 in favor of the Comets, and they're down knocking on the door.
Something big needs to happen for Benton.
Right now, Caleb Kerr hands off to
It's Childress again.
Childress
He's running
again.
at fullback, which is kind of deceptive.
Isn't it interesting that right now the two running backs in the game for Mills are 44 and 34?
Just like Benton.
And they're hitting the line of scrimmage in much the same fashion. Pick up on that last play of 2 yards, 2nd down and 8. Give Childress a pickup of 2. Flank out to wide to the left this time. They got a flanker, and Kerr may need to put the ball in the air. Let's watch. He fakes, hands off to Childress. He breaks it up the middle. He's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
They're hurting Benton with quick hitting just blast plays up the middle.
It's funny that they're running Childress out of that fullback spot, because he has, maybe that's where he should have been running all year. He has such quick acceleration.
And he's big.
And he is big, and when they got Lloyd Coakley back just 2 weeks ago, he gave them perhaps that added dimension that they needed to allow Childress to play the kind of position he should have been playing probably all year.
Time to bend but don't break for the Benton defense here. It's 1st down at the 13-yard line.
1st and 10. Mills to the line of scrimmage. Ball's on the ground. Who's got it? Greg Benton. Benton's got it. Greg Mundy covered the fumble.
That's what they needed. The Benton defense came to the front and made the play they had to make.
Kerr pulled out early. The center snapped the ball. The connection was not made.
The reason he pulled out, the reason the connection on the snap was so bad was because Mundy fired off defensively in such a fashion to cause the problem.
Greg Mundy made the play, made the recovery, and it's 1st down, 10 to go for Benton. The ball is at their own 13 or 14-yard line. Collett hands off to Shelnut, I believe. I'll have to wait and see till he gets up. That was Kurt Shelnut on the carry, and Kurt brings it out for a couple. Out to about the 19-yard line, where it is 2nd down and 8. Odd perspective on this field. We're pretty high up, but those two corners do give me problems.
It's a game of breaks. Benton needs to take advantage of this break.
Here we come. Straight ahead handoff to the fullback, and he is powered under and then rolled over by several. The last man on the tackle, Kevin Ward, for the Benton Panthers, as the ball carrier, that time Randy Wright, got a 1.5 yards at the most. Let's call it 1 yard on the pickup. 3rd down and 7. Panthers need something right here. Need something. Clock is down to 32 seconds. Well, maybe not. If they can run it out, they'll get the wind at their back anyway for the punt. Here they come. Back to throw is Collett. He gets a good block when he needs it. Now he's being chased. Now he tries to throw, and he's wrapped up and knocked down, as there was excellent defensive work done in the secondary by the Mills Comets. Collett a little slow getting up, and he goes hobbling back to the huddle as he's favoring that right. I can't tell whether it's an ankle or a knee, but Brad got up very slowly and then hobbles to the sidelines. I got a feeling he's going to say, it's all right, I can walk this off.
Well, it's 4th down. Fortunately, in a way, it's fortunate that it's 4th down and he can go on to the sideline and not miss any plays if he is indeed all right. And he's walking a little gingerly, but better now, not limping quite as much.
Mills wisely calls timeout to stop the clock with 8 seconds to go in this quarter. So with timeout on the field and the score reading, Mills 12, Benton 10. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Insurance Store is Hertzfield Insurance Agency in Benton. James and Bob Hertzfield can handle all your insurance needs. Insurance for your car, home, and business are handled by James Hertzfield. He works hard to get the best rates from good companies. Life and health insurance is handled by Bob Hertzfield. Bob reminds you that a wife can be almost impossible to replace. Therefore, it's important to have life insurance on both mother and father. Health insurance is costly. Bob works to get the best rates from good companies. The Hertzfield Agency, Military at Main Street in Benton.
There's my quarterback, second trip from the lab. He's quite a boy, Phil. You know I coached Sheila through the delivery, real health, real teamwork. And the whole family, both grandmas and everybody, got to visit the birthing suite. Birthing suite here at Saline Memorial? Oh, yeah, they got lots of special deals for new parents and babies. Quite a lineup. Moms and dads can be proud to have their babies at Saline Memorial Hospital's new and expanded maternity center. For more information, call 776-4383. Professional care that's close to home.
What a break on that punt. The Panthers had to punt into the wind, And the ball bounced at about the 48-yard line of Benton and rolled all the way down to the Mills 37-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 to go after they switch ends of the field. Mills did the smart thing, making the Panthers kick with the wind in their face, and it didn't work out for them. Maybe momentum is shifting.
It's the quarter now. You want to go ahead and take a break now? We'll go ahead and take a 60-second timeout. The score is Little Rock Mills 12, Benton 10.
Burger King, see Mac McCall or Tim Poe for a late model low mileage car or truck at the White Everett Auto Exchange. If you're looking for a new floor for your home, Mannington Never Wax is a smart choice, because unlike no wax floors, Mannington's built-in Never Wax shine stays beautiful without ever needing strippers or polishes. And Mannington Never Wax floors come in over 200 beautiful patterns to complement any room. Look for Mannington floors at People's Lumber and Supply. Mannington Never Wax floors, the beautiful floor with a built-in shine. See People's on Edison Avenue for all your building materials and Mannington floors.
We've had a play since we've been away, a pickup of 2. Second down and 8 for Mills as they work from their own 39. Back to throw is Kerr. He looks downfield. Now he steps up. We get a flag, and we're going to get a holding penalty and against the Mills Comets. And I'm sure that the hold will be called on number 63, Raymond Stiers, the right guard.
You caught that one, didn't you? You caught the man.
You could see him doing it. And he was doing it right next to where the quarterback was.
Calling it a chop block.
Chop block. That's all right, too.
That'll be a big, that'll be a 15-yarder, I believe.
When I picked him up, I saw him over the top of, on top of the Benton player, and I just assumed holding. But 15 yards is, or 10 yards is nice.
That's 15.
That's 15, and it's nice.
That's really helps field position as well. They know that chances are Kerr will put the ball in the air. A good coverage on that last play. He just had enough time to find a man breaking into the clear.
So it now becomes second down, 25 to go for the Benton, for the Mills Comets, as Benton has about 11 and a half minutes yet to do something to do this game. Draw play straight up the middle, and wide open and running hard is their big tailback, number 40, Kevin Ward. Just another one of the fleet of nifty running backs this football team has, as he brings it all the way back for an 11, 12-yard pickup. So it's now third down and 13. Pickup on the play of 12. Put the ball out at the 33. Third down and 13 to go. This is the play the Panthers need right here to stuff this offensive thrust. Kerr rolls to his left. Does he want to throw or does he want to run? He pitches back. The man is stopped before he can get out to the first down marker. He's short by about 2 or 3 yards. Pick up on the play of 10, but it's going to leave him fourth down and 3 to go, and Mills will either have to take a tremendous chance or kick the football away.
Interesting series of downs that they tried to run the ball out after being in second and 23 of the 21, and they almost made it.
They darn near did. As it is, it's fourth down and 3, and it will be kicking the football away, Aaron Wilkerson for the Mills Comets. The ball is away. It's a high, wobbly, end over end that bounces toward the Benton sideline at the 35, and that's where they're going to mark it down. So, good field position for Benton. They have the ball at their own 35-yard line. First down, 10 to go. 9 minutes and 45 seconds left to play in this ball game. 9 minutes and 45 seconds left in the season for one of these two teams. The Panthers come to the line of scrimmage. Splitting wide to the left, it's Jake Goheen. Ball is marked ready for play. The clock is started.
Need a championship drive right here.
It is Collett back in at quarterback, just like you predicted. Straight ahead handoff to
That's Shelnut.
Shelnut again, and Shelnut makes it out across the 40 to about the 41. Pick up on the play of 6 yards. Call it second down now and 4. And Kurt Shelnut is a young man who has played a lot of football tonight, both offensively and defensively. But on that particular burst, he looked like he was just fresh out of bed, heading for the pancakes. Up they come to the line of scrimmage, do the Panthers, looking for something. Handoff straight ahead to Godino, and Robert picks up a yard or 2 and then is driven back, breaks away and starts running, but they had already blown the whistle. He was never down, and he was hit by almost everybody wearing green out there.
This will be a big play right here.
Pick up on the play of about 3, so it's going to be 3rd down and 2. 3rd and 2 for the Panthers. Jamie Jones back into the ball game. Jamie splits wide to the left this time. Drew Yoakum, the tight end. Tight wishbone offense. Collett barks the signals. Hands off to Sheldon. Sheldon hits, splits, rolls, fumbles the football, and Mills has got it. Sheldon tried to roll away and pick up additional yardage, and as he did, the ball, one of the players, and I believe that it was number 88, Donald Casey, got a helmet on the ball, knocked it loose, and then covered it for the Mills Comets, and momentum shifts again, just like that.
He was just trying to get that extra yard to get that first down, and as they always do, fighting for every yard they can get, and the ball got away from him, and now it's up to the Benton defense once again.
It's on the 42-yard line of Benton is the ball, and up to the line of scrimmage come the Mills Comets. What will Kerr do this time? He fakes to his handoff, to his fullback. Now he gives to the fullback, and the fullback bangs it down to about the 40-yard line. Maybe he got it just across inside. Let's see where they mark it. They're marking the ball at the 40-yard line where he picked up 2, 2nd down, and 8 to go. On that carry that time, Vic Roseby, who was in the ball game, he's out, and back in now is Kevin Ward. Also leaving the ball game is Coakley, and back in for Coakley is their fine running back 34, Jeff Childress. So up they come again in the power I. Pitch out to rolling Roseby. Roseby stands up, bangs up, runs into his own man, and is buried. And the man coming up to hit him and knock him down, number 6-0, Kelsey Dedman.
I tell you, the initial play on that was made by Bill Lincoln, the linebacker. He had the pursuit angle. He came back and hit the ball carrier, knocked him back, stopped him, and then, but he didn't get him down. Dedman came in to start to hem him up, and then Lincoln came in to finish him off.
And put the ball at the 41, loss of 1 on the play, 3rd down and 9. Ball is marked ready for play. Kerr fakes, it's going to be the draw, and this one's going to go no place.
Dedman and Lincoln, right? Or no, it was Dedman
and
Barker.
Roger Barker. They were standing there shoulder to shoulder, and when Kevin Ward banged into the middle, the only thing that he had anywhere was that big 60 and 23 to look at, and he went down, and Kelsey Dedman is playing a ball game tonight.
And they forced the punt here. They're going to lose some field position. They've lost a little time, but they certainly still have enough time to come back and win this ball game. Down 12-10 with 6:22 left, and there's a flag.
We get a whistle and a stop play as the whistle blew before the play even got underway. They're calling...
I don't know what that signal is.
What is that?
One hand behind the head.
Delay of game? No, that'd be across the chest, wouldn't it? I don't know. Whatever it is, they're moving the ball back 5 yards, and putting it down are the referees. I don't know. Beg your pardon? Probably didn't have a mouthpiece in. Didn't have the required equipment on one of the players out there. Cost him 5, which will help Benton a little bit because it will give him just 5 extra yards of field position.
But he gets it.
And Wilkerson gets the kick away. Fair catch called for, then let drop. The ball rolls toward the end zone, and it's going to stop at about the 1. Robert Godino signaled for a fair catch. He would have caught the ball somewhere around the 15. He stepped aside, let the ball hit the ground, and it rolled down, and I think they're going to mark it where?
Looks like they're at the 5.
At the 5-yard line. I think you're right. It's right about the 5. We'll see when they put the sticks down, and that's where it is. 5-yard line. First down, 10 to go for Benton, and they need 95 yards in the next 6 minutes to make it work. If they're going to advance this season, the Panthers have 95 long yards to go.
All they really need is a field goal if they can get in field goal position.
Here's Sheldon trying to get around the corner. He's out to the 15 and wrestled to the ground at about the 16-yard line, which gets them out from the shadow of their own goalpost. That's the first time that Kurt has been able to get outside all night. And
the Panther team hadn't been able to get outside very much.
took a great play by Kevin Ward to hold that to just an 11-yard pickup. So it's first down and 10 to go from the 16 now. Clock still rolls. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left here in this first.
Shelnut comes out
in the ball game.
Greg Rogers is in at the right halfback spot.
Kelsey Dedman is in as an offensive guard now. Here we come. The Panthers with the ball. Straight ahead handoff to the fullback. And that is number 35, Randy Wright, banging his way ahead. And we've got a Benton player down on the, a Mills player down, but he was just disgusted because he missed the tackle. The man who was laying there was Kevin Ward, and he looked like he was injured the way he was laying, but he got up. So they pick up on the play of 6, second down and 4. Ball is out at the 21.5. Second down, 4 yards to go for the Panthers. They're not in any rush. They're playing it cool. Straight ahead handoff, Godino. Robert bangs it out near the first down, and they're going to call timeout and mark the ball and say it is a first down. So we'll give Godino a pickup on the play of 4.5, 5 yard lines, but Robert is down. He's been hit hard and often tonight, and Robert Godino is down on the field of play. So while they come out and administer to Robert Godino, who's holding his ribs, and that's where he really got popped, we'll take this 60-second timeout and be back for the final 4:50 of this football game between Mills and Benton, with Mills leading 12-10. See you in 60 seconds.
Come and celebrate the holiday season at Dorcas Holliker Flowers and Gifts annual open house from 1 till 5 this Sunday. They'll have wonderful refreshments and snacks, door prizes, and all new decorating ideas for your home, featuring aroma tea, the smells of Christmas, and all new this year, smells of the tree. For holiday decorations in your home or business, don't miss Dorcas Holliker's annual Christmas open house this Sunday. They're easy to find at Military and Main. Dorcas Holliker Flowers and Gifts.
On the first play from scrimmage after the timeout, number 9, Grover Casey, beat the snap by a good 2.5 yards. No whistle, no gain on the play, so it's going to be second down and 10. With the ball, the Benton Panthers almost offside again. This time they called it. Last time it was so obvious it was scary. The man was into the secondary, beat the ball on the snap, and they called nothing. This time he made a little wiggle and a move, and if they were playing basketball, they'd call that a get-even call. Move the ball ahead 5 yards, call it second down and 5 now, as the man who jumped offside was number 9, Grover Casey. And with that offside, the Mills Comets want a timeout. So with timeout on the field at 3:54 to go, Benton trailing Mills 12-10. We'll be back in 30 seconds. In Benton.
Championship time, 3:54 left. Benton has the ball at their own 33, second and 4. This is it. Do or die.
Do or die, 3 minutes. 54 seconds to play. Collett brings him to the line of scrimmage. Kelsey Dedman playing as a guard. Handoff to Jamie Jones. He tries to get outside and does for another first down. He did not get out of bounds. Yeah, they did. He
stopped the clock for the first down.
He did not get out of bounds, but they do stop the clock as they move the sticks, as I'm sure Jamie got the 5 yards.
Where are they marking it?
I think
they're in the first down.
They're waiting for Kurt Sheldon to get off the chain is what they're doing. First down, 10 to go for the Panthers, and they can't do anything until they move the sticks, and I don't know what they're waiting for. Man alive.
Clock's not running.
It's like a Chinese fire drill, though. It was almost like the guys running the chains were hesitant about moving them.
This is just head-to-head football. Benton going with 2 tight ends, a full house backfield. They're running it right, doing what they do best, challenging Mills to stop them head-to-head.
The ball's at the 38-yard line of Benton. First and 10. Collett turns, hands off to Kurt Sheldon, who bangs his way out and gets maybe 1 or 2 at the most as he tried to slant outside.
That was Greg Rogers on that carry.
Yes, it was.
He's 24, Godino's 44, Sheldon's 34. So.
And they all look alike. I hate to say it, but they do. And if you pick up a 4, depending on which way they come at the line of scrimmage, you jump to a conclusion. But it is a pickup on the play of 3 as Rogers goes to the sidelines now. clean shirt in there. I can't pick up the number. Second down, 7. There is a Greg Mundy is called for jumping off sides. And that's going to cost him motion penalty, and that's going to cost him 5 yards. And I'm sure that Mills will take it.
Well, if they didn't take it, it'd be a third down and about 5 to go.
They may not. Now they're talking about it. Go back and pick up both flags. They're talking to their coach and to their team captain, looking over the situation. And they're going to take it back 5.
It's really the yardage that they need, that Benton needs.
And he took it back about 9.
They took it back to the original line of scrimmage and took it back 5. So it's going to be second down and 12 at about the 36.
Put the ball at the 36. Give the Panthers the football. Second down and 12. Collett rolls to his left, down over the middle to Jake Goheen. Goheen gathers in the football at the 46-yard line for a healthy pickup of about 9 on the play, which is going to make it third down now and about 3. So Jake Goheen catches his first pass of the evening. Bring the ball out to the 46, call it third down, 3 yards to go for Benton with 2 minutes and 28 seconds left to play in this season.
This is 4-down territory.
And up they come again. The big guy.
It's 4-down time is what it is.
White Everett leads him up. Collett fakes, cuts it back upfield. He's got the first down and more across the 50, down to the 48-yard line.
And with each first down, the clock stops.
We're down to 2:12 as they'll move the chains again. Collett is playing like a guy a lot older than a sophomore in high school.
He's playing a very good game. Mark clutch first down. Each of them are at this point.
Mark the ball ready for play. Panthers break the huddle. Clock runs down now to 2 minutes. Collett taking his time. Fakes. Now he hands off to
Look who's back in
Gadino, who left the football game limping, and Gadino just fires out and picks up 13 more yards. Now make it 12, but nonetheless it's another first down. The clock stops with 1 minute and 53 to go. Mark the ball ready for play at the 36-yard line of the Mills Comets. It seems like just a minute ago it was back at the 16-yard line of the Panthers.
With the win. They have the win, and they'll be in field goal position soon.
Very soon. Up they come again. Collett. Clock still running. Down to 140. Hand off to Sheldon. And Sheldon brings it ahead for a couple of yards. Now the Panthers will stop the clock. Pick up on the play of 2.5, 3 yards. Second down, 7 to go. 1 minute 33 left. The Panthers trail the Comets 12-10. And we'll be back with more Panther football in 60 seconds.
With the hospital surgical insurance, it could make all the difference. Whether you have group insurance or individual health insurance protection, find out how much State Farm hospital surgical benefits can help you before you need help.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In Benton, see State Farm agent Leroy Allen at Spear Street and I-30, or call 778-7243. Leroy Allen, your State Farm agent.
You like shopping Westside Pharmacy in Benton?
Quality prescription and much more at a good store.
Westside Pharmacy is open till 9 at night, 7 days a week. For emergency after-hours service, just check Westside Pharmacy's ad and the telephone book Yellow Pages. Location 620 West South Street in Benton. Westside Pharmacy. You'll like shopping there.
Robert Gadino takes the handoff and bangs it ahead for 4 or 5 more. Down to the 30-yard line with 1 minute and 24 now left to play in this football game. It is third down and 3 to go for the Panthers. The ball is at the 30-yard line. We get a flag, and it looks like something on the Comet. It looks like something on the Comets as the referee threw the flag from deep. Now we've got people throwing their helmets and their mouthpieces around, and now they wave off the flag. Oh, my. I think somebody said something back there, which is a no-no, but they waved off the flag after a consultation. Minute and 13 to go. The clock is running again. Collett to the line of scrimmage with the ball club. Here we go. Handoff. Godino has the first down and more. He may score. He may go all the way, but there's a flag on the play. Oh, my gosh. Godino broke it down inside the 5-yard line, inside the 10 anyway, about the 7. But there is a flag on the play.
And Benton is celebrating because the flag is against the Mills Comets. This play will stand. Benton will have first and goal inside the 10-yard line. And I believe it is a
face mask
penalty, which will be tacked on.
And Mills is upset. We've got 59 seconds left to play in this ball game. They will mark the penalty off against the well, I don't know. Will they penalize them from there?
Yes.
Okay.
It will be tacked on.
And
what a great run by Robert Godino. He just would not be denied. A senior coming to the front, and of course the offensive line, they moved Kelsey Dedman over on that right side, and he ran in right behind him. They've got first and goal inside the 5-yard line.
At about the 4. So now it is first down, goal to go for the Panthers. 59 seconds on the clock. They come to the line of scrimmage. Move Jake Goheen wide to the left. Mark the ball ready for play. Collett brings them out. Up to the line of scrimmage they come.
They must hold on to the football. That's the main thing. They're in field goal range. All they need is a field goal.
Handoff to Godino, and he's knocked down for a loss of 1. And coming up to make an excellent play was number 17. Nope, that's, I lied to you. That's not 17.
Well, how Godino keeps getting up after some of these hits he's absorbing is just beyond me. Timeout on the play. Benton takes timeout with 44 seconds left.
44 seconds to play, and Godino was ripped again. We're down to the football game with a 2nd down and 5. We'll be back with those 44 seconds in 30 seconds.
Memorial Hospital, you should have heard the fuss the family made. But I never felt neglected because the Saline Memorial staff gave me such personal attention. A nice fruit basket, a special dinner for me and Phil, and a constant concern for my comfort. So let the family fuss over the babies, and let Saline Memorial fuss over you.
Call 776-4383 for details about the maternity center at Saline Memorial Hospital. Professional care that's close to home.
Stay tuned to K107. Immediately following the game, Randy Bridges will report on a news conference held at 8:45 tonight with the Benton Police Department announcing that an arrest on the murder of Keith McCaskill yesterday morning. That's immediately following the football game tonight. This is K107.
As we come back to play, Kurt Sheldon is knocked down in the secondary, loss on the down of a couple of yards, and they were screaming. The Benton coaches are screaming for a penalty because the Mills coach was still on the field when the ball was snapped. And nothing was said. Nobody said a word about it. None of the officials did. But they were screaming for a penalty flag to come down because the Mills coach was on the field. He was standing out, 15 yards from the sideline, wasn't he, Bob?
He was on the field, clearly. But the point is, the major point is it's 3rd and goal at the 6-yard line for Benton. They'll run one more play. There's 39 seconds left. They'll run one more play. If they do not score, they'll line up and try a field goal. They have the win. Heath Nix has kicked field goals at this distance. If they don't lose any major yardage at this point, he will have a pretty close field goal.
Reasonable opportunity.
A reasonable opportunity to win this game in the last minute with a field goal. Here's the 3rd down play at goal, 3rd and goal at the 6-yard line.
3rd and goal. Ball's back at the 6. And the Mills coach is still on the field, and the referee is totally ignoring him. And here we come. Mark the ball, ready for play. Collett, the quarterback, turns, fakes. He's going to be wrapped up, but he's staying right in the middle of the field where he should be. Should be. And the Mills coach is still on the field. Nobody said a word to him, and he's been standing right next to the official down there. That's the amazing part.
Here's the play, though. Here's the play. They're going to kick a field goal. It will be a 25-yard field goal attempt with 14 seconds, 13, counting down.
The ball is down.
And a flag.
Whistle, flag. They jumped, so they're going to move the ball down a little closer.
A little closer, and the major factor is that the clock stops with 11 seconds. They will get a chance with the clock stopped to kick a field goal, and they'll be, I guess, half the distance to the goal line at this point.
Take it down where it's now an extra point, literally.
Let's see.
They'll move it down to the 3.
It won't be a full 5 yards.
No.
It'll be half the distance. We'll take it to the
3-yard line where it's Now
the equivalent of an extra point. It will be a 20-yard field goal attempt.
4th down, 3 to go. And we get a timeout on the field, this time called to the Mills Comets.
They want to ice the shooter, so to speak.
So to speak. With 8 seconds left to play in this ball game, the score is 12-10. Mills over Benton. Benton trying to make the field goal to...
We wouldn't want to miss this play, I'll tell you. This is the game right here. With 8 seconds left in the game, Heath Nix is lining up. He'll try to kick a 20-yard field goal. If it is good, Benton will win this game and advance in the playoffs, and for the second year in a row, beat a team ranked in the top 5 in the first round on the road. If they miss it, Mills wins, and they will host West Memphis next week. If Benton wins, they will host West Memphis next week. Here it is right now. They're lining up to do it. 8 seconds left. Heath Nix.
It all comes down to this play.
Jake Goheen will be the holder.
Goheen the holder, Nix the kicker. Here we go. All parts are ready and in place. 8 seconds. The ball's down. The ball's up.
It is
good. It's good. It's good. It's good. With 8 seconds left on the clock.
The Benton Panthers, 4 seconds now left on the clock, and the Little Rock Mills defense is just laying on the field in celebration. Pandemonium on the Benton sideline. It is Benton's game to win. They have just knocked off the 4th-ranked Little Rock Mills Comets.
With 4 seconds left to play in this football game, Heath Nix, who has played such a magnificent part in this football, and put the Benton of the Mills. Wow.
Offensive line, those offensive. I tell you, the list of heroes in this game.
Amen. And the coaching staff, the fans.
Heath Nix just stepped in and defense, shutting out this powerful Little Rock Mills offense in the second half. It was 12-3 at the half. It is 13-12 with 4 seconds left in this game. Nix will tee it up to kick it off, and you know that he's going to squib it down the field. This is the last play of the game, unless it's kicked out of bounds. Somebody catches it at the sideline and
I doubt
runs out of bounds.
Rob has said it all, because if the Mills Comets touch this football, they have to take it all the way back for a touchdown, or the Panthers will advance. The kick is up. The kick is touched. The clock is running. The game is over, and the Panthers have won. Just like that, folks. The ball was touched. It was wobbled. It fell to the ground, and before anybody could pick it up and do anything with it, the clock ran out, and the ball was covered, and that's the end of the football game. And the Benton Panthers have advanced in the 4A playoffs with a stunning 13-12 come-from-behind victory over the Mills Comets here on the Mills Field, and that means that next Friday night at C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton, Arkansas, the Panthers will play West Memphis Wildcats.
The second-ranked West Memphis Wildcats will pay a call, and they will be playing the Benton Panthers. For the second year in a row, the Benton Panthers have come into the playoffs and knocked off a team that was heavily favored. This time, 13-12 over the Little Rock Mills Comets at Little Rock Mills, and just a tremendous effort.
Tremendous effort, and I hope I have not overstated or understated the magnitude of this win, but Mills is a very, very good football team, and the Panthers took it to them all night long and finally got the one break they needed and won the football game. We'll be back with some final words and some final statistics in 60 seconds.